Man, this is about to be one of the realest videos I ever made because this man, Jimmy Butler, just kept it 100% real with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So apparently Jimmy Butler teamed up with third stringers and beat the starters featuring Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins in a scrimmage game in the Minnesota Timberwolves practice. Just comprehend that right there. Jimmy Butler, who's still having problems with his hand or wrist or something like that, teams up with a bunch of third stringers on the Minnesota Timberwolves and beats Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and the rest of the Wolves starters. All right, keep that in mind for this next part because after that, Jimmy Butler went off. As Adrian Wojnarowski hit us with a couple of banger tweets. The first one saying, All-Star Jimmy Butler participated in Minnesota's practice, a session that included him verbally challenging his teammates, coaches, and front office, league sources told ESPN. Butler was vociferous and emotional at times, targeting Thibodeau, Layden, Towns, and Wiggins, stories tuned on ESPN. Also saying at one point in the scrimmage, sources said Butler turned to GM Scott Layden and screamed, "You bleeping need me. You can't win without me." Butler then left his teammates and the coaches largely speechless. He dominated the gym in every way. Jimmy is back. All right, so my initial reaction to this is the fact that Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins got beat by Jimmy Butler playing with a bunch of third stringers shows that those guys have no heart. Now, I don't know about Karl Anthony Towns. He has a lot of talent, but you don't see him play with much heart out there on the basketball court. You guys already know how I feel about Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, you guys know how I feel about Andrew Wiggins. I'm gonna just leave it at that. And the fact that Jimmy Butler comes back after saying that he doesn't want to be part of your team anymore. Karl Anthony Towns, he got it in with your girl, and you let him beat you with a bunch of third stringers? Andrew Wiggins, you and your brother were talking mess about Jimmy Butler when he requested a trade, and you let him beat you with a bunch of third string players while he still ain't healthy? This is exactly why he wants out. I don't know what the point of this was. I don't know if this was Jimmy Butler demonstrating to the Wolves exactly why he wants out, because clearly they do need him. That was visible last season when the Wolves went to the third seed to basically missing the playoffs, almost missing the playoffs in a matter of a few weeks right after Jimmy Butler went down. That's when Jimmy Butler first said he wanted out. He knew at that moment that he wasn't coming back another season. He was like, dang, without me, this team ain't doing nothing. They ain't making the playoffs. They're probably not even coming close. So why should I be here? I ain't gonna carry this team just to be a first, second round exit in the playoffs. No, I want to go out and win a championship. That's what Jimmy Butler is saying. He knows that Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins don't have much heart. They don't play like they're ready to win a championship, and that's not what Jimmy Butler is trying to mess with. And a lot of people are saying that this was not a class act by Jimmy Butler, but if you put yourself in the man's shoes, I think you'd be frustrated and fed up at this point too. You've said over and over again that you want out. The team refuses to trade you. We literally got reports yesterday saying that the Wolves are planning to start the season with Jimmy Butler. They're not going to trade him. They're not looking to trade him whatsoever. Tom Thibodeau is not ready to let go. You want out. The team refuses to trade you, so you're like, I really got to come back to this trash team. They're really trying to make me play with this. So he shows up to a practice and just balls out on all of them. He shows out. He shows the entire team up with a bunch of third stringers. Jimmy Butler might as well be starting with those third stringers. They probably make the playoffs instead of Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. That's what it looks like. Imagine that's you. Imagine that's you. You really want out, but you can't get out. So now you go to the gym filled with this rage, filled with energy, and this happens. Then you actually beat them. If I actually showed up to the gym with a bunch of third stringers and beat the starters, I don't want to be a part of that team either. Once again, the fact that Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins actually lost. They lost. Once again, Kat, Jimmy got it in with your girl. You would think that you would be playing with a lot of aggression, a lot of heart, a lot of anger this game. That's what you would think. Clearly not. Andrew Wiggins, you and Jimmy have some type of beef. I know you guys don't get along whatsoever. You should have been looking to prove a message. What happened? What happened? Man. The Wolves right now are the biggest dumpster fire that I have seen in the NBA in quite some time. All that drama that was going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers and Isaiah Thomas last year, this tops all of that. Like, this is some next level drama. There's no curing this. There's no curing this. Tom Thibodeau, if you don't trade Butler now, it's not about to get any prettier. Like, we might be looking at a Washington Wizards locker room situation 2.0.